Hey, everyone. Welcome to the 7 Minutes to Better Selling podcast. We have a recap show today. So we take the last 4 shows and we just pull the 1 or 2 nuggets from the last speakers you heard. As you may imagine from the title of our podcast, 7 Minutes to Better Selling, the ideal time for these calls to last is 7 minutes, but usually the live podcast last anywhere from like 7 to 12 minutes. These recap calls are handled in a bit shorter of a time. We take all of that, bring it back to the editing floor, and then we bring you all like the nuggets of wisdom in 7 minutes so you can really digest this in quick bits so that you can take them back to your everyday life, take them with you on the road and listen to them prior to meetings. So I am your host. My name is Colin Lake. I am also the founder and president of Developing the Next Leaders. Developing the Next Leaders was founded 6 years ago based on this premise that there is a way for sales individuals, sales teams, and sales organizations to continue to grow, to love their careers. In other words, we felt like there were so many people doing the job of sales versus like passionately getting themselves engrossed in their careers. And so our whole mission is to help sales teams, sales individuals, and sales organizations love what they do. And how we help them love what they do is we help them do it better. When you do things really well, or when you're operating really, really effectively in a particular field, sports, business, life, faith, any of it, you tend to love it a lot more. And that's what this whole organization is all about. And that's what this wonderful 7 Minutes to Better Selling podcast is all about. So over the last few weeks in podcast sessions 22, 23, 24, and 25, we had 4 amazing guests. We started with Tim Malone. Tim Malone, if you remember, is a 20-plus year military veteran, a U.S. military veteran. And he comes from he's traveled all over the world, flying troops all over the world and flying people back and forth in and out of harm's way, and doing all he can to make sure those people are in the right place at the right time, doing the right things to hopefully bring peace to all of us. That's led to this sales career, and he's had this amazing sales career where he helps people solve problems. Well, isn't that what we're all supposed to do? And the answer is yeah. Like if we're in sales, that's what we're trying to do is solve problems for people. But what he says, it's not the easiest thing to happen. However, it is possible through this idea or this concept of building trust rapidly. And trust builds speed to sales, as we've all learned in this podcast with all the wonderful guests we've had. And so what Tim says is, one is we have to build relationships to understand their challenges. Once we understand their challenges, then we work to solve those problems. Once we solve those problems, we're then able to build trust. And so how cool is that equation? Like if you can figure out that equation, you are figuring out sales. And maybe more broadly, you're figuring out life, because that was really good. So Tim Malone shared beautiful thoughts for us. Podcast 23, we moved to Mahesh. And many of you know Mahesh. He's been on the show in the past. This is his second appearance. Mahesh is also the founder of C Sharp, which is a platform that we talk on here. So Mahesh is truly a serial entrepreneur. He has done everything as it relates to selling and producing and building and creating technology and technological products to make people's lives easier. And the thing that he said, which I'll ask all of you to consider, is in adversity or with problems or challenges comes an opportunity for innovation. And people want innovation in their lives. They want to figure out how to do things faster, better, more effectively, more efficiently. These are all of the things that the human being, the human spirit has always strived for. And what Mahesh says is we have an opportunity in any difficulty we face. Well, right now in the US in particular, but the global economy, there is a lot of difficulty. Inflation's high, number one. Number two, markets are volatile. And when that happens, it gives us an opportunity to pay attention and say, okay, where are the challenges? Where are the difficulties? And how can I help my clients solve them? And so that connects perfectly back into what Tim Malone shared with us, which is if you can figure out these challenges, then once you figure out these challenges, then you can work on solving them in an innovative way to help your clients be more effective. So beautiful thoughts there. We then moved over to Michael Zhang, who works in the crypto space. And he is one of these guys who, like they say, they just get it. In every, with every company he's worked for, with every product he has sold, not only has he been the most successful at the firms he's worked at, but the clients absolutely rave about him in every way that they can rave about someone. His service, his approach, his follow through, his consistency, his support, his honesty, like every single thing you could ever imagine someone saying positively. This is the way they talk about Michael Zhang. So I was dying to have him on to come in and talk about us. And here's what he says. He says, I need to, prior to reaching out to anyone or prior to connecting with anyone, study and research them as much as I can. I want to know everything I can about them. And once I understand everything I can about them, I then have the ability to dial in my approach to them. In other words, he's saying, be a chameleon. Like you have to change a bit in order to be most successful in a selling process. You have to change a bit based on the way the person you're talking to wants to be sold to, or how they want their problem solved is the way we need to solve them. We don't solve problems the way that we want to solve problems. We want to solve problems the way that our clients and prospects want to solve problems. When we do it that way, not only are we solving the problem, we're doing it in the way that's most palatable to them, so they're more likely to come to you for the next time they have an issue. Michael did a beautiful job at sharing that. And then lastly, we had Chris Fu on the call. Chris is a wealth advisor out in the West Coast in the United States, out in California. He's another one where like this, he just has this wonderful relationships with his clients, and he's built that speed of relationship rapidly. So we had him on to talk about exactly how that has happened. And here's what he said. He said, I am extraordinarily patient with my clients and prospects. Anytime I talk to someone, I ask them questions. I ask them questions that I really want to know the answer to, and then I'm really patient in letting them answer them. How good is that? So many times salespeople ask a question, they're like, come on, hurry up, answer the question. He's not saying that. He's saying he has been able to slow down. In other words, be more patient. And that patience has built speed of sale. How cool is that thought? How innovative is that? I need to slow down in my conversations. I need to let the person tell me everything that they want to tell me by asking them the right questions. And once we've got ourselves into that place, then and only then can I try to solve for or help in any way I can. So good. His lasting thought was patience shows caring. So good. All right, I'm going to end this conversation with this. Dr. Daniel Crosby, one of our prior guests, if you haven't watched that show, please do. It's on our website. It's absolutely fantastic. What he said is the most unique thing about your business is you. And in order for you to come out in every conversations, you need to ask questions to learn about your client so that you can ultimately portray yourself to them in a way that's most palatable to them. How good is that? Lasting thought is this. We're grateful for you always dialing in and spending time with us. These ideas, these suggestions we give are nuggets of wisdom that can help you for the remainder of your life, no matter what you're selling. What we ask from you is to fire ideas to us on different shows that you'd like to see. Tell us people that you'd like us to interview and have conversations with how to sell better. We'd love to connect with them. Good selling, everyone.